shot. Oh, this sucks. "4:30 in the morning, opening day. Let's go." Going to a spot where pretty much anything that we see dies except a grizzly. We can't shoot those, or lynx, or wolverine, but we can shoot. If I see muleys, if I see a nice muley, I can kill it. See a nice elk, I can kill it. We're bringing the rifle, so see wolves, we can kill it. See black bears, we can kill it. So there's 4 different species we can kill. We're obviously pursuing elk today, but it's always a wolf hunt. It's always a muley hunt. It's always a bear hunt. So it's nice having a pocket full of tags. Let's see what we see. Got a ways to go. Beautiful morning, but no bugles yet. So close. I don't even know what he was. I don't know how big he was, but he was coming. He was really close. He was probably within 10 to 5 yards. But all I did is I tried to rake, and I don't know how he saw me. I couldn't see him. As soon as I started to rake, he busted out of here. But my wind's blowing down too, but it's kind of at an angle. I don't think he smelled me. Dang it. That would have been a great start of the day. Well, day one, we didn't kill anything, but action, that's what I like to see. He did bugle back, but he's kind of in the hole here. He's definitely roaming looking for cows. I think the only way I would have been able to kill him is if he didn't wind me, of course. You know, that's the majority of my mistakes with elk hunting is an elk winding me. Like, the majority of my setups that fail is because the elk catches my wind. Well, morning. I got a haircut yesterday. It was so bothering me yesterday. I have to keep my hair up and stuff. I'm like, I need to be able to see. Anyways, I don't have a lot of time to hunt today, and I'm just super tired after a long hunt yesterday, so I'm doing a short hunt. But good news, I got a bugle right up the hill here. I've only been hiking for a half hour, and I'm already in elk. So I'm going to throw a bugle. I'm just ready, because what happened yesterday, I wasn't so ready. Well, I was ready. It's just wind blew, but for the time of me knocking my arrow, the elk was already in, so I want to be completely prepared. I was actually planning to hike a little bit farther, so my bow's on my back. Took it off. It's going to be in my hand, along with my bugle. So I'm going to pretend that this bow's going to come running in. If not, it's a runner. Then, obviously, I'm on a chase. I like to at least have one strap around my arrows so I don't lose an arrow on the trail. I've heard there's a horror story where a guy was hiking on the trail, arrow fell out in the brush like this and holding up, and then when he walked back down the trail, the arrow went right in his, these broadheads are so sharp, meant to pierce through the animal. Went right through his artery, killed him. Gotta be really careful. And I have lost arrows in the woods too, and so that's scary because then you got there's just landmines pretty much. Put one strap like this, and it's not to hold the bow because I don't want to mess up my arrow. So I have the straps to hold my bow in, and then as soon as we start actually elk hunting, then that bow will be in my hand the whole time. This is exactly what I mean. Somebody did not strap they didn't put a strap on around their arrows, and it fell. This is on a trail. Arrow fell off. Actually, that's funny. I have the same exact broadhead, so, well, thanks. Just kidding, I'll stick it off to the side here. So, I get questioned a lot, like, what am I pursuing at? Like, what specific size it really comes down to this. How far back do I have to go? I'll go to the ends of the earth for a 340 bull. But, you know, but I'd also be tempted to shoot a 5-point if it's really close to the road. Like the farther, so my rule of thumb is, the farther I go back, the bigger the bull has to be. And so if we are way the heck back here and we see a 5-point bull that wants to come in, I'm not even gonna attempt. There's no temptation to shoot a 5-point bull being this far back. We're here for a big one. Every day, especially early season, new bulls move in and out of this country. And so that's what we want. A lot of country, a lot of draws to bugle, so hopefully we get one. I'm a what if person, and I hate that about me, but probably why I've killed things too. Where I'm just like, I'm only gonna go this far for the day. Then it's like, but what if we go a little bit farther to the next space and bugle? And that's where I get myself in trouble. We'll bugle our way out, you never know. Another thing I always have to remind myself, I'm on the animal's time, I'm not on my time. You know, for us, we're like, oh yeah, we gotta get back to the bugle at this time. It's like, well, the elk, it's like, well, maybe this evening I want to bugle. I want to hear an elk so bad that I start making up sounds in my head. I think that's our same bull, actually. Why is he barking? In that situation, what you normally do is you bark back. Because bark is usually a warning, like something's not right. If you bark at him, you're kind of just calling him chicken. Like, don't be a wuss. Everything's fine. But you do a bark and a bugle after, and then he copied me. When he copies you, you're like, okay, it's back in the game. Then he starts to rake. And he's been raking for a while. It's war. It's war. He was firing up again. He was raking. Then he got over here, he rake. And I think he's slipping down below us, but he's doing it again. He's running from us again. Complete silence. He keeps messing with us a little bit. We're gonna try to go after that same bull. Taylor was my camera guy, but he had to go back home, so now I'm back hunting solo again temporarily. The weather's not great. It's not what I was telling him. It's like, man, it's just not really worth really focusing on filming just yet because of the heat. But I'll still do these like early morning runs. But man, yesterday was 97 degrees. It's hard to get elk talking at 97 degrees. Let's get after it. We're going to try to do a morning hunt, and hopefully we'll get a bull elk down before the sun rises to the full extent. You get about like 2 hours, like as soon as you can see your pins, you have about 2 hours until it gets too hot and the elk bed down and stop talking. It's the early season and it's hot. As I was hiking in the woods, I heard a quick, short bugle. And so I got behind this big stump and just let out a couple cow calls. And then after that, all I heard is just sticks popping, so I got ready. I guess I could say that I called in my first elk of the year. Not a shooter. I should have at least pulled back my bow just in case. But that was cool. Just worked on him with the cow called his double D. So I'm giving that other place a break. I pushed us up pretty good, and they're like, yeah, they're not callable as of now. I think I just need to wait a little bit longer for the rut, but I mean, it is a very popular place people hunt. But you know, I was like thinking yesterday, I'm like, where else should I hunt? Well, here's the thing. I have 3 elk tags. I have 2 in Idaho, 1 in Montana. And my Montana archery season is overlapping right now. So I figured, let's try Montana. So today I'm hunting in Montana and see if there's any elk in here. Now this is a place that I hunted a lot as a kid, but this was before we had Onyx Maps, Google Earth. And there is so many things about this area that I did not know about till now. And so I'm like, you know what, let's hunt this differently than how we hunted it growing up. And hopefully we'll find something here. I do have a trail camera, not in this area in particular. Well, no, it's in this area in particular. It's just not going to be on our route today. So it's a little bit lower in the canyon. But if I find elk here, there's a good chance the same elk are on my trail camera. Who knows? I'm not the only one enjoying the huckleberries. Gotta be careful, we're in grizzly country. As I was walking up the trail, I was seeing some elk sign. So as I was moving slowly up the trail, I just let out a couple cow calls. Not long after, I saw a bull standing right there staring at me. I probably should have taken him. He's a 5x6, but he's young. He's gonna be so good in the future. He's got a kicker. That's the only thing that makes him a 6. And I had him at 43 yards. And but it was kind of cool. Coyote. I heard him howl this morning. I think there's a group of them up here. That's a young one. That's a puppy. Well, I just keep telling myself I gotta start killing stuff. I can't just keep letting things go like that rag bull did this morning. I mean, he's got great genetics. You know, just like let him grow. He's gonna be so big. See those thirds? See those tops? I mean, obviously the tops aren't big yet, but he's got that kicker. Imagine him as a 6x6. He's gonna have flyers off the side. So he's gonna be like a 7. He's gonna have those huge thirds. But anyways, I gotta start killing stuff. Be really careful in this rock walking. I'm always feeling for a loose rock. I'm gonna be doing a lot of rock walking today. Oh man. This is steep. Another morning. Yeah. Well, I know I said I'd stick a rag bull, but I don't think I would up here. This is pretty far back. It's got to be a good bull. I am trying to get to about 7,800 feet in elevation, and that's when I'll slide hill. The Peax trekking pole fall season. I really like it. It's nice to have for setting up their tent. And I've also been using their flashlight every morning too, so that's been pretty nice. I do like their products, and we don't usually make a lot of money on those promo codes, but we still have one regardless, just so that you guys can save money. Code RUT, R-U-T, if you're interested in any Peax products. But anyways, I'll get up here and hopefully we'll get an elk talking. There's some rag bulls there. Gotta be a herd close by. He's just like a small 6. But yeah, I'm several miles back. This is no joke. He's gotta be a big bull for me to drop down there. There's no way for me to call him up. There's no way for me to drop down there, at least from where I'm at. I mean, I'm not even saying steep, it's cliffs. It's just straight up cliffs, so I would have to go 2.5, 3.5 miles around to drop down on him. But they're not. I mean, like I said, the farther I go back, the bigger the elk has to be. I am very far back, and all 3 of those bulls are just not quite what I'm looking for. But if they were closer to the pickup, I'd give them an arrow. I see this commonly with wolves. They like to leave treasures in the trail. Honestly, I mean, very possible that a person did this, but I'm a long ways back, and I haven't seen a person track in a while on this trail. So, and I did get word about a week ago there's a wolf pack just on the other side of that basin. But it looks like they've got a piece of an elk antler of sorts. I have a hard time telling what part of the elk that is. If that's an eye guard or just a spike, it is so hard to tell. So I have a little story to share with you. So back in the winter, I got eyes on a really nice bull. When I got eyes on this bull, I'm like, this is the bull I want to go after this year, this upcoming hunting season. I yet have hit that spot through this time because I don't want to put my scent in there. But I feel like now that the rut is in full swing, it's time to start pursuing that bull that I saw and trying to find where his whereabouts are. Well, this was turning out to be a good day so far. You know, I was getting into elk action. I'm seeing a lot of big rubs. I'm seeing a lot of big elk tracks. And I know there's a big bull in this area and possibly the one that I saw in the winter. And as I was continuing to hunt, I did get a bull bugling down the canyon. And as I was working my way down, I come to realize that my release is not working and I can't even get it to close. And so I had to sit there. I was taking apart my release, trying to figure out what was going on. Come to find out it's not fixable. So I had to walk away from a bugling bull. It made me sick to my stomach, but I knew that there's always a chance the following day. So I decided to come back later. Unfortunately, the other day was a complete torrential downpour, fogged in thick, and I decided to wait another day. So I gave it a 2-day rest to go back in there with a brand new release and a positive attitude. Well, good morning. It's middle September, and just a quick update. I've been hunting elk solo for quite some time. Taylor, who helps me with 360 Sportsman, the master classes, he filmed me for the first couple of days, and after that I've been out filming solo. I've called in several different bulls so far. It's been really fun, but it hasn't worked out on me just yet. I'm looking for a nice 6-point at least. And it's raining right now, but I think it's going to calm down. It was raining really bad yesterday. I was in a spot a couple days ago, and the elk were in thick. I was really far back, and I was in the middle of I had 2 different bulls bugling. I saw a couple bulls at the head end of a drainage, but the problem was my release broke, so I had to leave. And so it really sucked. I left, and I was trying to come back the next day, and it was just the rain was so bad and the fog was so thick. I'm like, let's just wait for the storm to leave. And I thought it was going to leave this morning, but it looks like it's still going, but it should stop here pretty soon. But I'm going to do that same hunt, and then on the way off the mountain, just to explain, I did bump into a lot of nice. There was a big bull track and some big rubs, so I'm kind of starting off in that area first. I'll call in there and then work my way back to where I had those bulls bugling. And so now I got 2 different releases. I'm prepared now, so I don't want to be hunting elk with a broken release. That's for dang sure. All right, so I got a bull bugling. She's right over the hill here. It's just around the corner here, so I'm just gonna wrap around. My goal is to get to the top and then walk the ridge out, but obviously I'm chasing bugles, so I'm gonna have to postpone my trek. See if I can get this one. He's already sounding like he's got cows. He's doing that cow call, like he's talking to his cows. So, and he's bugling a lot, which means they're probably on the move. was a good shot. That was a good shot. That was a good shot. And that's a big bull. Oh, that's a big bull too. Oh. Just wait. Let's wait that one out. That's a good shot. Stuck a big bull, and the shot looked really good. So, and it's the bull that, I mean, it's just one of those things where you're just like, what are the odds, right? Because you're in this thick, heavy timber country, and there's a bull probably about 4 miles as this crow flies. I saw in his wintering range a big bull. I saw a big 6x6 wintering and in December. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm actually hunting up here, was because of him. And I think that's the bull I actually just stuck. So when I saw the rack, I'm like, don't look at the rack, he's big. That's a big bull. Don't look at the rack. It's gonna mess me up. And so I was very patient. I let him keep walking. He was heading directly downwind of me, but that's my only shooting lane. But I was pretty sure that I can squeeze an arrow in. But where I hit, I was just like, I saw that arrow sink. I'm like, dude, that bull's dead. Like, it didn't pass through, but it sank in there deep. And so then I heard him crash off. And it looked like the arrow did what it was supposed to do. It was just like it's one of those feelings when you see the arrow, you're like, that bull's dead, you know? That's the feeling I had. And I heard him coughing down there, so I'm like, that's even a better sign. We're gonna wait a little bit though. We gotta wait for her. It's good to wait a half hour before you start tracking. You missed the exciting part, sorry. But I just did a quick loop down there real quick just to see if I can find any blood, and I see him dead down there, so let's go take a look. I feel like this weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Yes. I saw some rubs in here. You know how you see these rubs and you're like, a big bull made that rub. That's him. When I came off the mountain, I was like, I had a very frustrating day of my release broke. And so I walked off the mountain and I came through here, not even thinking there was elk in here. I felt like, man, this is not really an elk spot, but I just want to get off the mountain. I got in a lot of elk sign and I saw this rub and I'm like, man, it's a chance. But I'm like, it's still not a good spot to kill one. So it wasn't really my plan to hunt this spot. I wanted to get up on the top of this ridge and take the ridge up. And just like right when the sun rose, I had a bull bugling. And so I'm like, well, I'm not going to leave a bull. I'm so stoked. All right, let's set him up. I know he was quartering a little toward, but definitely not a whole lot, because I sank that arrow on this side of the next to the shoulder, and I can see my broadhead just trying to pop out right there. So that's definitely like up lungs, back lungs. Yeah, that's a lot of cutting it did. Stuck in the rut. 2025. I got a dandy on the ground. Oh my goodness, when I watched this come in, I was telling myself, don't mess up. I was like, this is the bull I want. This is him. And I'll have to get him aged, but I actually have I have a strong belief that this may be the same bull that I've seen. There was a bull that I've seen this winter. There's a bull that I've seen this spring, growing velvet, and he's been living in here. So I had a rough idea that there's a big bull in here, and yeah, this is awesome. I am so stoked. Yeah, what a dandy, and he's wide. Look how wide he is. Yeah, he's a great bull. When you see that walk in, you're just like, oh my gosh, please don't mess up. So let's talk a little bit about him. I've been hunting quite a bit of different days, or I've been hunting a lot lately, and it's a little bit of a rougher year because I have a lot going on, a lot of work, and normally what I've told people is you have to set everything up so that you can take off work to do what you love. And this is one of those years where I have a lot of sacrifice and I'm not able to take off the time. But I've I've been forcing myself to, but it hasn't been great. Like your mind's not always hunting, your mind's at work and all things you need to be doing, and which made it a little bit of a challenge. But as I continue on hunting, calling in some bulls, I'm like, you know what, this is good. Like, we're getting some action here, and we're only halfway through, but I was really starting to feel like, man, I gotta convince one of these guys to come in with a bow and arrow. And I was actually starting to get to the point where I'm like, started regretting passing up some of these rag bulls, you know. Now I'm like, now this is why you pass up the rag bulls right here. You gotta, in order to get a bull like this, you gotta let the rag bulls walk. So what a very blessed day. I never have the words. I always think about what I'm going to say, and then when the camera runs, I don't know what to say. I'm grateful. I mean, that's really all I need to say, is I'm grateful for this experience. And my mind right now is just, I feel like I'm on cloud 9. I feel like I'm up here, and to be able to take a bull this big in this country, this is tough wolf country. There's a lot of wolves here. It really knocks the elk down. There actually has been a wolf pack run in this area too, which hasn't been great. He came in about 18 yards, so really close. The GoPros don't really show justice. Big old boy. And I have 2 more elk tags left, but you know, honestly, I don't need to fill up. I'm like, I got 3 elk tags so that I can have a longer elk season and have more opportunity. So that's why I did that. And yeah, this is great. This bull's gonna score. He's gonna surprise me. I really don't know he's gonna score. I myself am just like, this is gonna be a cool Euro. So he only went, let's see here, 130 yards. I'm trying to press send. So I'm able to send that to Trevor so he knows my exact location. He could come out and help me pack. Back strap. Well, I got my arrow back. Pulled it out of the rib cage. I thought it was gonna be a lot more quartered, like to where it may even miss the lungs, but no, it hit both lungs. That's why I died so fast. Help has arrived. Boy, am I glad to see you guys.
Nice one, Tom. Nicely done, nicely done.
You better see what you think of him.
Oh, he's heavy.
Yeah, he is big. When I saw him, I was like, holy crap, don't mess that one up.
No. Crooked.
Is it?
Just how we like it.
Yeah.
Trevor found us a good trail here. Sweet.
Yeah. Now this big bull, I wanted to talk a little bit about we created an elk hunting masterclass. Travis and I both did. We teamed up with 360 Sportsmen, so it's on their website. And it's not about specifically hunting elk in general, but it's obviously we like to teach basics, intermediate, and then advanced. But with this masterclass, the goal is to teach you how to pull these big herd bulls away from their cows, or to just, well, there's a lot of different techniques in how to hunt herd bulls. If it's pulling away from the cows, or if you just get in on them and spot and stalk. So in this thick timber country, you have to call these elk in, and so you have to know their behavior, their patterns, and what they're saying. And you know, this bull this morning, when he was bugling, just me listening to his bugles alone, I knew he was talking to his cows. He wasn't just bugling at another elk or anything. He was bugling on his own, but it was specifically to his cows. And so just by knowing that, I was able to think of a scenario and how I can pull him away from his cows, and I did. And he came in 18 yards, no hesitation, be honest with you. He did not hesitate whatsoever, but I had to if I would have called when I first heard him, he would have kept running. So there's certain techniques and how you go about and calling these big bulls like this. And he's old. I can't wait to get him aged, honestly, because I saw this bull in the wintering range this year. And so knowing that, I'm like, gosh, I'm pretty sure that's the same bull that I saw in the wintering range. I was watching some older videos from last year that I had through looking through the all-in scope I'm pretty sure that's him. So pretty excited to be able to take down a bull that you're after. You know, that's always tough. Yeah, and they don't, and for some reason they just don't get big in this country, as big as they can, right? Like, it was so funny. I was a buddy and I were both, he FaceTimed me and showed me a bull. He was just standing at a big monster bull in Wyoming, and I show him this bull that I just killed. And the funny thing is, they could be the same age, but these bulls just don't get that size. These are mountain, thick timber bulls, and they don't get the beams. They just get mass, and you can tell this bull's got mass. But anyways, got off a little topic there. Make sure to check out the elk hunting masterclass. Oh, that was a good shot. That was a good shot.